Showcasing local talent, professionals, and everyday people making Salt Lake City what it is today. It's time for another episode of the I Am Salt Lake podcast.
Here it is, folks. I know a lot of you have been waiting to listen patiently to the I Am Salt Lake live recording that happened a few weeks ago, October 16th, 2015 at Club 50 West. Had a great time. I want to thank everybody that came out to the show. Had a great audience, great guests. I want to thank Kerry Jackson, Paul Duane, and Levi Rounds for coming on the show. I want to thank Levi Rounds for opening up the show with some stand-up comedy. I want to thank everybody at Club 50 West. Go check them out, support them, give them some love. You could check out their website at 50westslc.com. They have a whole slew of comedy, live music, all kinds of events coming up. Make sure you connect with them on Facebook or Twitter, and that way you stay up to date on everything going on at 50 West. I want to thank Kat Palmer Photography. Make sure you connect with her as well. She is awesome. She took a ton of good photos. Check them out. If you're not connected with me on any social media outlets, my personal Facebook or the podcast Facebook, connect there. All the pictures are right there. So many thanks to Kat Palmer for taking photos of this magical evening. It really was a good time. I had a blast doing it. First time I've ever done anything like this. I'm going to be doing more, so make sure to connect. That way, when I make the announcement for the next live show, you know when it's happening. So I'm going to quit talking. I just wanted to do a really quick intro before I jump into the live episode. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Here is the very first ever I Am Salt Lake Live.
Let's bring out your host. Thank you. You have been very patient, by the way. You've been incredibly patient. We're going to bring out your host. This is Chris Holyfield. He's fantastic. Here you go.
What's up, guys? Let's hear another round of applause for Levi Rounds here. Isn't he great? Wow, those lights are bright. I just want to give you guys a quick introduction to tonight's podcast recording. I just want to welcome you guys out to Club 50 West and thank you for coming out to the first ever I Am Salt Lake Live. I've been doing this podcast for, over 3 years, so it's hard to believe that it's taken me this long to do a live podcast, but based off of this crowd, the venue, I really couldn't have picked a better place to do it. So thank you so much for coming out. I want to thank a few people. I want to thank Club 50 West for letting me do this here. I want to thank you guys for coming out. I want to thank anybody that's listening to this recording. This is being recorded for a live podcast that's going to be up later. So I want to thank those people that are listening for all the support they've given the show. I also want to thank Kat Palmer Photography for taking pictures tonight. Those will be up online. Yeah, so this episode, this is going to be recorded. This will be up on iTunes. I'm not sure quite when. It'll be posted on social media and all that. There'll be this will be a live podcast. So if you can keep any chit chat to kind of a low roar, that would be awesome. So I don't know how many people listen to the podcast. Tonight's format is a little bit different. Typically, I sit down with one person, chat, find out their story, find out, how they got to where they're at, what they're, doing to make Salt Lake an awesome city. Tonight's going to be a little bit different. On tonight's show, we're going to be chatting with, I'm going to be chatting with Levi Rounds, Paul Duane, Kerry Jackson. I'm going to be bringing them out individually, chatting with them one at a time. And then after I'm done chatting with them, I'm going to open up the microphone, which is back by the pole there. If you guys have any audience questions, any questions you want to ask myself or any of them, pretty simple. And then actually, at the very end, I'm going to be giving out some free tickets for like Nightmare on 13th and Steve Keckner. I think I pronounced his name right. He's going to be doing a comedy show here. I don't know if everybody got a ticket yet. They're going to be going around handing out tickets, so make sure to get those. But yeah, so with that being said, I don't want to chit-chat anymore. I want to kind of get right into the meat and potatoes of the podcast. And you guys heard him do stand-ups. Levi's great. He was actually on episode 122 of I Am Salt Lake. So if you want to hear his backstory, did you mention that at all? I don't know if you mentioned.
I didn't. It's I don't know.
You didn't mention it at
No,
all?
I didn't mention it. I was going to mention it, and then you just walked up behind me like some
So
kind
this
of
is a
fucking
really
creep.
cool story. When I had Levi on, it was the first time I ever got the podcast on the front page of iTunes, was having Levi on the podcast. It was really cool.
It was neat.
So
It was definitely
anyway,
neat.
we're going to sit down, we're going to chat, and guys, enjoy your show. Grab some drinks and food. And I have the wrong microphone.
There's one right there. We'll figure it out.
I'm just going to sit down here. I got my drinks. Do these need a bottle opener?
I think I found one.
Oh, will you
I was
open that
talking
up for me?
No.
So yeah, like I said, Levi was on episode 122. I found out his story. He was born in Heber, and he likes cats, and how he got into comedy 10 years ago. How did that happen? You went to a smash and derby or something like that. Tell him just a quick recap. A lot of people, I'm sure, haven't heard that episode.
No, I got into comedy because I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do with my life. I was working in restaurants, and it's bringing people free bread for a living is depressing. And I was going to college, and it's kind of, I don't like the idea of college. Like, I love the idea of education, but I hate the idea of college. It's like buying a super expensive prostitute that wants you to pay for shit that you didn't need. Like, it's totally true. It's like, no, I just want a regular fuck. No, I'm gonna charge you $400 for a golden shower, and then I'm gonna bring in my friend, and I'm gonna charge you $200 for that. It's gonna be $50 for a condom, and you're like, no, I just want a regular fuck. Well, we're trying to give you a good, well-rounded fuck here at this particular prostitute. And you're like, no, fuck you. Quit turning fucking into a capitalistic venture, and quit turning education into a capitalistic venture, and just let us learn. That's
There you go.
so.
So Levi Rounds, yeah, I mean there's so many great stand-ups in Salt Lake City. He's one of my favorites, if I'm allowed to say that.
Thank you.
So anyway, I'm not going to get into your back history. I got some fun questions I wrote down tonight.
All right, ask
Feel
away.
free to whatever comes to mind when I ask you them.
Yeah.
You ready?
No.
All right, if you could go back to the first day of high school and give yourself advice, what would you say?
Like just for high school or for life? Because if it was for high school, I'd just
Whatever interpretation you have for that. First day of high school, just how to get through even high school, man.
say, kill yourself. It's just, no, that's just for high school. Life is fine. High school growing up in Heber was a fucking nightmare. I wasn't lying when I was called a faggot all the time. I was bullied like crazy. And there's a point where you get used to it, and you're just like, yeah, whatever. You got to take the power away from the word is the thing. Like, it took me forever to realize that. Like, when somebody calls you something like that, that if you take the power away from it, they've got nothing. Like, if they call you that, and you go, and? Or if you say, no, buddy, I'm out of your league, it takes all the power away. So, no, don't kill yourself. Just realize that all that shit that those hillbillies are saying doesn't really mean a whole hell of a lot.
Fair enough. What's the weirdest thing that's ever happened with a roommate?
With a roommate?
We've all had those crazy roommates.
I was always the shitty roommate.
So you were always the one that was
Yeah, I was
causing the
always the-
problems.
One time, so I was living with my best friend, and I don't know how the hell it happened. I went to some dancey night. I don't fucking know why I don't dance, but I went to it. I came back incredibly drunk. I woke up in front of the front door with the front door propped open, 100% naked, except for my shoes and my socks. And him kicking me in the ribs, going, you need to get your shit together. And the first thing I thought was, how the fuck did I take off my pants without taking off my shoes and my socks? This means that I decided to go get something at the 7-Eleven across from the street and only putting on my shoes and my socks, and I didn't make it.
And you were living here in Utah at the time?
Yeah, I was living on First South and Third East. I was always the shit roommate.
What's the craziest or weirdest thing that you've done for money?
Well, money and drugs are the same thing, right?
Sure.
No. Craziest weird thing I don't care about money. I've never done anything really weird.
Yeah, but
for
to
money.
pay rent, or you have a bill that's due, or
okay,
the power bill is due. Your cats need food.
Well,
You
I
love
just
your cats.
No, I love my cats, but I steal food from my neighbors. No, like the craziest thing I guess I've done for money is, and it totally didn't work. I was living in Southern California and we didn't have rent money, so we drove to Vegas and tried to make our rent money there, and I totally did. I made my rent money in Vegas. I guess that's the craziest. Like it's not that interesting, but I made my rent money on a roulette table in Vegas. I have
How much did you win?
All my rent. I went with $50. I was $800 short on rent, and I had $50.
Right on.
And I made all my rent. There's a system on a roulette table. Like you can do first third, second third, third, and that's roughly like 65% if you take away the 0 and double 0. 65% chance to win. If you put $5 on one of them and $5 on another one, you're inevitably going to lose $5, but you're going to win 65% of the time. So that's what I did all night.
Right on. If you were on death row, what would be your final meal?
Cafe Rio burrito. I'm serious.
You didn't even hesitate
No,
with that
like
one.
smothered burrito, hot sauce.
All right, let's say you can flip a switch that will wipe any band or musician off the earth. Who is it? Anyone.
The Beatles.
You would no.
Yeah.
No.
I fucking hate the Beatles. And it's not even the Beatles' fault.
That's going to be edited out of the podcast.
Bull fucking shit. I will repost this podcast over and over and say, no, I said fuck the Beatles. Because fuck the Beatles. You can say, no, it's fine, say boo. But it's not even the Beatles' fault. It's their goddamn shitty fans.
I need another drink.
Seriously, how many barbecues have you been to where some white dreadlock motherfucker pulls out his guitar and starts playing Hey Jude and just ruins the whole goddamn thing? And you want to chuck a beer bottle at his head and talk to his girlfriend, not to fuck her, but just about life decisions. Like, hey, you got to fucking figure shit out. Look at this guy. He's a sandwich artist, and he loves the Beatles, and they're garbage.
Levi, I brought you on my show.
I know. Well, I didn't know there was a Beatles prerequisite to, you got to love the Beatles.
God.
You got to put a Beatles dick in your mouth to be on this show. No, I get so sick of people talking about the Beatles. Oh, the Beatles.
All of the Beatles? John Lennon.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right. You got people walking out of here now.
I walk people because I said fuck the Beatles.
Yeah. Anyway, how would you survive a zombie apocalypse?
Like 2.5 hours. Wouldn't even be that long.
You would just let him eat you, or what? Your survival skills.
My survival skills are garbage. Like I don't even, like I said, I don't even have hangovers anymore. I have morning. I'm gonna get through like 2 days. You know how I can't even go hiking because it's hard to pack booze in. Like I'm gonna run from fucking zombies.
Jeez.
And also, here's the other thing: is everybody's like, I don't want to be a zombie. Who says that's a bad thing? You just wander around hungry. I'm doing that anyway. Nothing hurts.
You make a valid. I mean, you're alive forever.
Yeah, they lose a leg and they're like, I'm still hungry. I'm going to crawl to something to get eat. Like, dude, who says it's a super bad thing?
What would you do if you were president of your own country?
Well, I am. I have a 1-bedroom apartment with 2 cats that think they run it, but I can still not feed them if I want. I mean, that's basically what they're doing to us, right?
So that's your answer? You're not going to run with this at all? You're not going to be like, well, I do this, I would do that?
No, okay. What's the best? God, I get super worked up about poor people not giving a shit about poor people. Like so poor people, they do everything. Like our nation is a diabetic body. And the rich people are the head and the poor people are the feet. And the rich people are just making all these shitty decisions. But the difference between a diabetic body in our country is the feet still think they can be the fucking head. They're never going to do that. There always needs to be garbage men and plumbers and like servers and so on and so forth. So it would be more about it would be more about taking care of poor people and poor people giving a shit about themselves. They don't anymore. We're the only, like, a pride of lions. The lions go out and they make the kill or whatever, and everybody gets to eat that same kill. But with our population, we go out, we do all the work, and then they just mold all the garbage from everything that we do into a McRib and sell it to us as a meal. So I would make sure that poor people gave a shit about poor people, because they don't anymore. It's always like one against the other. It's always.
So when are you running for president?
I'm gonna go up against Kanye in 2020.
What did you do on your 21st birthday?
What did I do on my 21st birthday? Shit, I didn't even start drinking till I was 21, so probably nothing interesting.
Never at all. Never a sip. What was your first alcoholic drink?
A bottle of vodka.
Did you steal it from somebody, or
no? Somebody gave it to me. I just drank the whole fucking thing. It was interesting.
What kind of vodka was it?
Smirnoff. At Area 51 here in town. I drank a whole bottle of vodka in a parking lot before I went dancing
like a big
at Area.
Bottle, little bottle?
No, like a half liter. Is that a big bottle? I drink so fucking much. Is that a big
for
bottle?
For vodka, for your first time ever drinking, it was, I would say so.
I took off my pants and chucked them.
And this was
somebody.
on your 21st birthday or no?
No, this was after my 21st birthday.
So what'd you do? So back to your 21st birthday, what'd you do on your 21st birthday?
I was the most boring person in the world when I was that age. I didn't even kiss anybody till I was 21. I didn't get laid, or till I was 20. I didn't get laid till well after my 21st birthday. So, I don't know, I probably had like 2 Mike's Hard Lemonades and played like Dr. Mario. That's literally probably what I did. My 21st birthday was incredibly uneventful.
If someone were to make a movie about your life, who would you hope would play you?
Jennifer Lawrence.
And all right. Reason why? I mean,
well, she's as pretty as me, so she's got that going for her.
I mean, you didn't even blink twice for this. You just.
I have the biggest crush in the world on Jennifer Lawrence. I want her to do anything that has to do with me.
Where's your favorite place to go on a weekday afternoon when you have no plans or obligations?
Shit. Depends on the time of year.
Okay, right now, this time of year.
This time
October.
of year, it's MLB playoffs, so I would go to Johnny's on Second and talk to Bryce and give him shit because his Giants aren't in it anymore. That's my favorite thing. I go have a beer and I talk to a bartender about baseball. I'm a very boring person. I would love to say that I'd like to be next to Lamar Odom barely breathing, but I can't.
What about
people got that.
What about the summertime? What about summertime?
Summertime is baseball time. So
so spring is baseball time. It's always baseball for you, isn't it?
It's baseball a lot. Oh, okay, here's a new one. Golfing.
You golf?
Yes, I love golfing.
Okay.
It's my new thing. It really is. It's
are you talking about like miniature golf?
No, I'm talking about real golf. You get to drive drunk. And I said it on stage. I'm super racist against Scottish people. Like I've yelled on golf courses, fuck William Wallace and fuck all your ideals. I'm going to wear a kilt on St. Patrick's Day to make you as mad as you are every single year that every racist does that. I've yelled those things on a golf course, and my dad loves it. Silence. It's fine.
And on that note, we're going to actually introduce our next guest.
Levi's a racist. His dad loves it. Here comes our next guest.
No. So our next guest, you might have heard him on the Geek Show podcast, X96 Radio from Hell. You might have actually even heard him on episode 74 of I Am Salt Lake. Put your hands together for Mr. Kerry Jackson. How you doing? I'm gonna have you.
I would like to start with a sing-along.
Let's do it.
If you don't mind. Everyone? When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, over here, standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Everybody now, let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. There you go.
Yeah! Thank you. I
There
needed
you
somebody to save this podcast, and I knew he would be the man for that.
Let me tell you, the dank and dour of that statement that he made perpetrated all the way backstage. And I'm standing there with Paul, and I'm like, did he just say? And I'm like, what the?
If I would have known he would have said that, we could sit down here. Yeah. And Levi's going to join us. Feel free to. I don't know if I want you to chime in.
You're goddamn right. I said that.
The Beatles. How does
I don't
Beatles?
know how you hate the Beatles. I know how you might not love the Beatles. I just don't know how you hate the Beatles. It just gets
so old. Every pretentious
physical
music fan in the world is like, no, the Beatles, you don't understand. No, I don't, and I don't want to.
It was just the physical act of hating. That's what I.
Oh well, you're right. I don't really. I hate my cat, but I don't hate the Beatles. I really dislike them.
But see, your cat's giving you an actual reason to hate. The Beatles are just there. Oh, is that mine? Thank you.
What did we order here, Kerry? For people listening at home, or
it's vodka rocks with a little lemon.
So now we all know what Kerry Jackson drinks.
This is what a gentleman drinks. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just can't figure getting up enough energy to hate the Beatles. I
don't put much energy into anything.
I could see putting energy into hating your cat, but.
Are you not a cat person, Kerry?
No, I love cats, actually. I do. I love cats. But the Beatles, look what they've done for
He's not going to let this go.
I'm focused on this. I'm sorry.
No, let's run with it.
Let's sorry, go. Chris.
I love that this is going to turn into a Klan meeting about hating the Beatles.
Because only white
let's
people
jump
like
them in the alley afterwards.
Yeah. No, I never figured out the Beatles hate. I've never understood that. I think that
there's certain eras that you can hate them. Maybe the 50s, the 60s, certain eras.
Oh, yeah. The Beatles.
I get that.
The Beatles were not interesting until they started taking drugs. That's when they got interesting.
I would agree.
That I can get behind.
I would agree with you there.
Okay.
I can get behind that.
So
they were at least interesting. It doesn't mean that I have to find.
So the whole love me do thing, we can agree. Fuck that.
All right.
Once they Rubber Soul. That's when they start. That's when Dylan introduced weed to them, and they started getting interesting. Okay.
No, I love that because that was the first step towards them breaking up.
All right. Hi, Chris. How are you?
How you doing, Kerry? Thank you. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for coming back on episode 74. If you want to dig through the back archives, this is like 2 years ago, the first time I had you on I Am Salt Lake, and we dig through your back history growing up in Salem.
Salem
and
is
Utah
where I grew
County,
up, yes.
And then how you got into radio and your story.
Thank
Tonight
you.
we're going to have fun, though. There's a water there for you.
Oh, thank you.
If you want some water, you need a bottle opener. This is fancy water.
Chase, honey, do you have a bottle opener?
I got it.
You got it. Never mind. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
it's so right. I don't really want to sit here and dig and find out, I'm sure these folks would find it interesting, your history, but I got some, you'd be surprised.
No, the wife's heard it all. So
yeah, the wife's heard it all. So I'm just going to kind of ask some questions. I don't know if you heard any of the questions that I asked Levi. Some of them might be repeat, but I'm sure you'll have different answers.
I'll be honest, I was back there talking with Paul. So
you were back there talking with Paul?
Yeah, we were talking about how...
What were you talking about back
What an
there?
asshole this guy is for liking...
I know.
I was just going to say, you didn't hear anything, but then Beatles perks your ears up.
Like I said, it just a wave. A wave of...
Anyway,
Anyway, sorry.
What was the most embarrassing moment that you've had on the radio? Do you have any embarrassing moments? I mean, how long have you been doing radio? 30 years, 25 years?
I've been doing radio since 1982.
1982. I'm sure you have that one embarrassing moment. Somebody calls up or you're live on air, something slips out.
You know, I've not had that. I know. It's weird. I've not had that, but I can tell you many a story of different people who have had that I have been around. I've not had that situation. I know that's a terrible answer for your show.
No, I can respect that. I can respect that.
There was a time when, it was a very long time ago, when Bill and I were up at KJQ and we were doing Top 40 music. Yes, it's KJQ, Miami Sound Machine right now. Those days. And there were a bunch of, I can't remember if they were Miss Utah contestants or something. And Bill was in the hallway talking them up. And I was running the board, as I do. And the song ended. I turned the mics on. I say the call letters, backsell the song. And I'm like, Bill, we're on the air. And he said, yeah, fuck, I know, all right? Yes, we're on the air. Okay, yes. And then he comes. That I remember. So
what happened?
He
didn't get fired.
No, he was slightly embarrassed, and that was it. I haven't had that. I'm sorry for your show. No. I haven't had that instance.
Gosh, first the Beatles, now you. Come on.
Yeah.
So, just really quick, when I was in high school, my high school was one of your prestigious boners of the week.
I got to hear about this one.
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, so
keep in mind I don't pick those.
Oh no, deservedly so. They should have been boners of the year.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I was not a part of this, but it was there was a high school basketball game, and they were playing against a team with some phenomenal African American players, and they were just getting murdered. And a lot of people in the stands at my high school were making nooses out of fucking shoelaces and saying a ton of terrible things. And
do you remember this, Kerry?
This is 1998-ish. And the president, or the class president, had to call in and go, no, that's not who we are. Just so everybody knows, that's exactly who everybody was in my high school. That is, we were the boners of the week. I remember going, oh, well, this is embarrassing. This is terrible.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was a bad one. It was incredibly embarrassing.
That sounds embarrassing. I don't remember that, though.
Do you remember most of the boners?
No, I don't remember today's. I'm not kidding. I don't remember.
I think I read them off when I was there, and I don't even remember what they were.
You've got to remember, there's 3 a day. Since when? When did we start? I don't remember when we started. I rely on people to remind me when we started doing this show.
So you've been doing radio for 1982, you said?
Since 82,
Let's say you could try out any job for just a day. You had that opportunity. I mean, any job. I mean, you were just automatically good at that job. Which job? What job would you try out?
I think I'd be an excellent president of the United States.
Okay.
I mean, if we're just skyballing, just throwing it out there.
This is all hypothetical.
I'd be an excellent president, don't you think? Or should we start small and make me the governor of Utah?
Or
since
mayor?
This is I Am Salt Lake?
Mayor? Kerry for mayor, right?
I'd rather be the governor because the governor has more power.
Sure.
But
well, what would you do? Let's talk about this.
Well, let's privatize the liquor, first of all. That's
Amen.
Day one.
Amen.
Come on,
Awesome.
We need more clapping for that one. Come on.
I mean, day one, isn't that just a no-brainer? I mean, I keep hearing the Republicans up there tell me about small government and all this shit, but yet they're still running stores of liquor. Let's let the stores, the grocery stores sell that. Albertsons or whatever. What are the stores now? I don't know.
Fresh Market or
Fresh
Smith.
Market. They'll let Fresh Market sell wine and liquor.
Could you imagine that, though, being able to just go there and buy it whenever you want?
I predict it will happen.
It will happen.
I won't be alive when it happens. Y'all might still be around.
You don't think you'll be alive?
I doubt I will. Oh, this stuff will kill me before I have a chance to see that.
That's the goal, right?
That's the goal. Exactly.
So, okay, on that same subject, let's say that you could change a law. Is there a law that you would change, world or United States wide?
United States
Sure.
wide.
Let's go big here. What law would you change back to the president if Kerry Jackson could change one law?
It's not even a law. It's like a regulation.
Sure.
And because y'all know I do radio, I would get rid of the Federal Communications Commission. Well, I wouldn't get rid of it. I would deregulate it a bit, and I would have radio stations have ratings and shows have ratings. Because you know when you watch TV now, it's like TV MLLVA, this has language, violence, and nudity. And you have that warning at the beginning of the show. I would like to have a warning at the beginning of my show that says language. There wouldn't be nudity. I wouldn't want that to happen.
Nudity on radio would be incredibly interesting.
Are you kidding? Stern has made a career with nudity on radio.
Okay, on that same note, though.
Yes.
You do a podcast.
Yes, I do.
Geek Show podcast.
Thank you.
No regulations. How do you feel about podcasts? Do you think podcasts are going to eventually take over? I know we talked about this when you were on the episode before, but let's touch briefly on it. I mean, podcasting is going to take over radio, do you feel?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because radio is always free and available.
Well, so are podcasts.
But you're asking Grandpa to download the podcast. You're asking someone to figure out how Stitcher works. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Where you get in the car, it's there. That's when radio's. Trust me, I'm not being arrogant about this. It's just the facts. Radio has been declared dead. I don't know how many times, and we're still kicking and still viable and still making money and everything's fine. Podcasts are very. Trust me, I'm in both families. I'm in both families on this. Podcasting is very interesting. It's still and is growing and doing well, but radio's not going to go away. Is what I'm saying.
And I hope it doesn't. I mean, radio has a place.
I mean, we have that immediacy, We have that timeliness, where with a podcast, you can't be as current, you know what I'm saying? We're live on the air every day, and so we can talk about what happened yesterday, where a podcast doesn't necessarily have that ability. It can, but most of them don't.
There's not that evergreen content, that content that's...
Well, I mean,
there could be.
No, podcast is totally evergreen. It's that stuff that's always interesting.
True.
But where we're completely topical. We can talk about the Democratic debate last night or whatever happened. So, radio's not in any trouble.
I asked Levi this question. I'm curious of your answer. How would Kerry Jackson survive a zombie apocalypse?
Oh, I've got it figured out.
Let's hear it.
Fill me in.
This guy didn't have much. I want to hear Kerry's.
I'm going to my friend Brian's house. Because he's a true man. He has all of the tools and weaponry. My house is all windows, and that's bad in the zombie apocalypse. You realize that. He's got all of that shit figured out. So we've already talked about this. This is pre-planned. We're going to Brian's house.
This has been talked about?
It has been talked. You've got to talk about this shit, man. You've got to prepare. Because it's not a matter of if, but when the zombie apocalypse will happen.
So when do you get together and talk about this? Like, is it Sunday nights is it weekly? I want to hear about this. Can I be part of this?
We had it over dinner the other night. It was just, 3 hours ago.
For real. So literally 3 hours ago, you're like, okay, guys, how are we going to survive a zombie apocalypse?
And then
I happened to ask you that question.
We all said, we're going to Brian's. You've got to go to a place that's, okay, windows are bad, first of all. If you're having a zombie apocalypse, you can't have windows, so that rules out my place right away. You don't want to, and here's the other thing, is what kind of zombies are we talking about? Are they Romero-type zombies?
Let's say Walking Dead zombies.
Okay,
from the
so if we're
Walking
going
Dead,
to Walking Dead, then that's
people
not
listening.
That's not the dead rising from the graves.
Sure.
So Brian's house is good because it's near a cemetery. If it was a Romero kind of an attack, then we wouldn't be going to his place. We'd be going to my place because he's near a cemetery. Dead rising from the graves with Romeros. If it's Walking Dead, it's all infection. See, you got to think about this shit.
What about like 30 days later, like fast
So when the
zombies? What about,
zombie
like-
apocalypse happens, do you analyze what kind of zombie? Well, let's sit
You
back
have
here, guys.
to. That's the first step.
Okay.
No, I took this class, dude.
You took a zombie class.
I'm not kidding. There is. Sue remembers. Me and my friend Logan, we took an adult education class on how to survive a zombie apocalypse. Adult education.
Is this class still
This is
provided?
a real thing. Yes, this was through the school district. I don't remember where it was, but
Crazy, but he's not.
I did this. I didn't make this up. This happened.
This guy's crazy.
That's the first thing you do is you figure out what kind of zombie you're dealing with. Is it a Romero, which means dead rising from the graves? That's how you handle the Romero zombies. Then there's the Walking Dead type zombies where it's an infection. That's how you handle this. That's the first thing you do is you diagnose what kind of zombie it is.
Okay. All right.
First thing.
All right, so we've diagnosed them.
All right.
I'm still wondering about the super fast zombies from like 30
The 28 days later.
Yeah, 28 days later.
Those are you don't want those.
I don't think you want any of them.
Well, some are more preferable.
Well, agreed.
All right.
It's like Beatles songs, right?
That's a whole show. That's a whole show. I'm sorry, where were we?
Well, how you were going to survive that zombie apocalypse, but you sound like you're ready.
You diagnose the kind of zombie that you have. You don't want the heavy firepower like you think. You don't want an AK-47. The .22 caliber gun is the way to go. And arrows are not. I know Daryl makes it look sexy. Arrows are not the way to go. .22 caliber, light. You can travel. And everyone else is stealing and hoarding the heavy ammo, right? .22 caliber, it's right there. It's right there. For those on the podcast, I'm gesturing at the back of Chris's neck.
Yeah.
That's where it is, .22 caliber.
Question with that is, what about the sound? Like, are these the type of zombies that hear the sounds?
If they hear the sound, .22 caliber is good, quiet. That's the assassin's favorite gun.
Do you have a silencer? Because I've shot a 22 caliber.
Don't need one with a .22 caliber. You're good.
I've shot a 22 caliber gun.
They're
loud.
They're a little loud, but not as loud as the others. 22. You're fine.
All right.
Trust me.
All right. I believe you. You seem like the type of guy that'd be into this shit.
Water. Water is very important in the zombie apocalypse. You know what the best source of water is? If you go to a house that's been abandoned, right?
Toilet.
No. Drink that toilet water, sir. You go right ahead. I heard it in the audience. Hot water heater. 30 gallons of fresh water right there. You got to think about this shit.
This sounds like a fantastic
guy's got
class.
it all
I didn't know
figured
any
out.
of this shit.
Because it's coming. All right. Hi, Chris.
What about you? What's the weirdest thing that's ever happened with a roommate?
Okay. It's again. I'm sorry to ruin your podcast.
You have no weird thing. He's a perfect angel.
No, it's so typical. It's the typical thing. I left my first wife. And
Okay, so what's the weirdest thing that happened with her? I don't know. We don't need to go there.
I was going to say there was a whole Russian travel agent thing.
Well, let's hear that.
Well, that's why I left my first wife. It's a Russian travel agent. But then I left my
who
first.
hasn't had that?
Exactly.
What's
You
that?
know what I mean. It's the whole allure, the accent, and all that. No, I hate to ruin your podcast, but it's the typical story. I left my first wife. I moved in with another DJ, Dom Casual, into his trailer in Bountiful. And
there was nothing weird going on there.
he worked all nights, I worked mornings.
All right.
There were girls. I mean, I'm sorry, I hate to ruin your show. I could make
You're
up
not
a story.
ruining my show.
I could make up a story, but that would not be... I know the honesty. I know the honesty is important on your show, so I don't...
No, fair enough.
I don't want to make anything up. And my wife is here.
One more question before we introduce our next guest. What's that?
Did she hear that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll pretend she didn't, though.
Okay.
I'm curious of your answer with this one, Kerry. If you
Yes.
could go back to the first day of high school and give yourself some advice, what would you tell yourself?
It's the same advice that I gave that made it so that I can't speak to my high school anymore.
Let's hear it.
You know, they do career day, where it's like, oh, this person graduated from this high school, and look, he's successful and he's coming in to talk to you. I did that once. I'm not allowed to do that at Spanish Fork High School anymore. This is a true story. Because they said, do you have any advice for the class here at Spanish Fork High School? You went to Spanish Fork High School. What advice do you have? And the advice I gave was plain and simple. Fuck all these people. You're not going to know any of them. Maybe one, two.
And did you really say fuck?
Well, I said screw. All of these people, you think this is the universe right now. And it's so goddamned important. Guess what? It's not. It's not. You're not going to know any of these people or care about any of these people in 5 years. What you do in high school is you keep your head down, take those tests, get as high a score as you possible, because all of the good parties happen in college. That's where you're going to make your friends that you're going to know maybe for 10 years. All of these people you know here today, they don't mean shit. So stop worrying about being, the class president or president of the drama club. Stop worrying about a whole popularity thing. Fuck all of that, because you're not going to know any of these people. Their opinion's going to mean shit to you in 5 years.
Amen.
Which is what I would have said first day.
It's good chatting with you again. We're gonna actually introduce our next guest.
Who's that?
Well, and you can slide on over there with Levi.
I will.
But let's introduce our next guest. Not only does he have some of the best-looking legs that I've ever seen, but he's Utah's favorite Mormon media personality. You might have heard him on episode 176. Let's get a round of applause for Paul Duane.
Paul?
Let's go, Paul. Come on.
How you guys doing?
This is Paul Duane. There's water for you?
Is there water?
Yeah.
I'm looking for barley flavored water though.
Yeah, actually, you know
Is
what?
there one?
Let's order.
Hey,
is there
look at that,
anybody
look at that.
can get me a hard
Oh,
slice?
Thank you,
thank you, sir.
Chase.
Thank you, thank you. All right,
We'll charge
cheers.
it.
That's
Whatever. we
Chase,
gotta do.
everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give it up. Take care of your bartenders.
How are you guys doing? Let's pay attention to the audience really quick here. You guys doing all right? You guys having fun? You guys getting to know these folks? I mean, all three of them, like I said, they've all been on I Am Salt Lake, and this is just fun to catch up and see what's going on, and I get it. So the first time Paul actually was on the podcast, he didn't wear this, and I was very upset.
In your mind, I did though.
In my mind, you did.
Yeah.
And you told me, what did you tell me? You said not on the first time.
Not on the first date.
You're not on the first date. And it was a Tuesday.
Right.
You were in jeans. You look a lot better.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, and for people listening to the podcast, you got to check Paul's.
Those jeans are dirty right now. That's the only reason I wore this.
It's laundry day.
It's laundry day. Yeah.
So yeah, you were on episode 176 of I Am Salt Lake. So we found out your story and found out kind of how you got here and.
I want to know how long Paul, for those listening, Paul is wearing high heels.
Oh, that's right. This is an audible medium.
I mean, there is a visual.
Oh, there is visual, but we are recording a podcast.
Yeah.
I have to keep track of that.
Paul
Okay,
is
yeah.
wearing high heels and nylons. Mm-hmm. And
let's be honest, most of you guys that are listening at home are too.
They probably are.
And I meant guys. I wasn't talking to the ladies. I said most of you guys.
And a pair of tasteful black shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm. How long has this been going on?
Oh, let's see. Probably since I was 5. The room
That
got real
long,
quiet
really?
right there, didn't it?
No, seriously. That long, really?
No, I started, I kind of rolled this out as kind of a public image sort of thing when a couple years ago. Probably at Area 51.
Well, that explains.
Because that's where you do things like that, right,
explains a
Kerry?
lot.
No, let's hear. I know you shared it on the podcast, but for let's share it again. Let's share that story.
That's a long story.
Is it a long story?
You guys should order some drinks. We're going to be here for a while if we do that. Drink up.
I'm sure that 50 West
is this
would be
crowd
fine with
drunk
that.
enough to hear that
let's,
story?
You order some drinks, food. They got some great nachos here, and
Yeah, get the
I'm
nachos.
Sure people listening haven't all heard that episode and that story. So let's hear it.
All right. And let me shrink this down.
I'm asking because I didn't.
Because you didn't.
I didn't
hear.
hear
So we're
it.
talking.
Sorry.
So Chris knows,
Kerry,
but
do your
Kerry
homework
doesn't.
before
I
you
didn't
come
hear
on.
the-
Okay, Kerry doesn't, and Levi and I have hung out enough. He's probably just gleaned it all.
No, what I'm loving
and
right
Levi's
now
a
is
psychic. He hasn't told anyone. He works at a psychic center. It's a state job.
what I'm loving right now
Reads tarot
is
cards.
that Chris is like, you know what? Nylons and nachos. Here we go. Let's party. Order some fucking nachos. We're going to talk
that's
about
how we do it
nylons.
in
That's the
Friday,
name
Salt
of the
Lake City.
episode, by the way, Nylons and Nachos. That's the name of the episode.
And I really wish that it wouldn't have been brought up that what you were wearing, because it was insinuated that you were just wearing what the fuck ever.
Like you.
The way that you're dressed. And so people at home could be like, ooh, what is he
What's
dressed
going
like?
on there? Yeah. So
Anyway.
let's see. Okay. So to make this short for our audience, there came a point when I discovered that I liked this, and I was young. It was one of my deepest, darkest secrets growing up. We all have them, and that was mine. And I grew up Mormon, and so I had kind of this these two layers of conflict I was dealing with. One, I like doing this thing that's really socially unacceptable. And then layer on the religious thing, because my bishop would totally not be into this, right? super not into this. Yeah. So anytime I'd go in for an interview to go do baptisms for the dead, I'd kind of rehearse through my mind if I'd be able to look. This is a very Mormon inside joke. I apologize for those of you who've never been, but for those of you who are on the inside, all right, you got this. Yeah.
I'm with you, babe.
You got me. You got me, Kerry. Have to work a few weeks ahead of time. We're going to have interviews with the bishop. Oh, shit. Oh, another existential crisis at the age of 11 and a half.
Is he going to ask me about playing with myself?
Oh, God. Oh.
Because they do.
And I do, but I do it in a really weird way. And oh, God, oh, no. Oh, does it count? Do I need to tell the bishop? Does this count?
So, Paul.
Yes, Bishop Kerry. Bishop Jackson.
How do I put this? Do you?
Let me tell you about the time
on
on my mission when my mission president had to tactfully ask about that.
about the little factory.
About the little factory, yes. Yes. So on
Did
my
we
mission.
just refer to that as the little factory?
Yes.
Yeah. That was
Google Mormon little factory,
This is
and you'll
deep.
see what I mean.
deep inside stuff. Okay,
The
so
little factory that ruins socks for every teenager in Utah.
So on my mission, I served my mission in Philadelphia, and on my first, for those of you that don't know, when you serve a Mormon mission, you have a mission president, and he's this rich old guy that could afford to leave real life and just chase around 19-year-old boys, 300 of them, for 3 years. Why the fuck would anyone do that?
Oh, that's true.
I don't know, for Jesus, I guess. I mean, to me...
Why wouldn't you?
Huh?
Like, if you're into it and you got the money, why wouldn't you? You don't have to go to Thailand.
If you're into it. He was into Volkswagens, okay?
All right.
That's all he cared about.
That's good.
I still can't figure out why he did this. But anyway, So yeah, he in the first interview he's like, so we're going to meet once a month, right? And then during this interview, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, all right? And one of those questions, I'm going to ask you if you're living the kind of life a missionary ought to be living. And by this, I'm talking about masturbation. Mormons are famous for renaming things and not being able to talk about things as they are, right? Like, are you having any problems with the word of wisdom? You know? I don't know. How about you just ask me if I drank beer, right? How about morality? You know, that sounds like a philosophical dilemma that we discuss in, like, you know, some 200-level philosophy course at the university. No, we're talking about, did you touch a girlfriend's boobs? All right? It's really weird, all right? And so he has to create this icon, this verbal icon. He's like, I don't want to have to say the M word with you every month, all right? I don't want to have to say it, all right? So I'm going to say... And so, for 11 and a half months, brothers and sisters, I lived the kind of life a missionary ought to live.
You made it 11 and a half.
I made it 11 and a half months.
So wait,
That's how much I love Jesus, Kerry.
So wait.
How much I love
Good
Jesus.
for you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
So wait, you got kicked out? We didn't go here on your...
That's so
11 and a half
incredibly
months.
No, I did not only did I not get kicked out of my mission, I was in the top leadership position of my mission. I was what they affectionately call the A penis.
Now keep in mind.
Anybody? Okay. How many returned missionaries do we have in the house? Okay.
Okay.
1, 2. That's about right. Okay. All right. That's all we need.
But I want you to keep in mind, though, what a missionary is supposed to be doing. You're selling something. You're selling a lifestyle.
Right.
This is not just
very
like
squeaky clean one.
It's not like a car. This is like you're choosing a religion, and they send these young guys out there.
Yeah.
All full of hormones and confusion.
And wisdom. And
Okay.
spiritual knowledge.
I'll take your word for it because you were there.
And all of the answers about where we came from, what we're doing here, and where we're going. All
These
right.
young guys are selling this philosophy to people.
Yeah.
Because that's who you want selling your product.
They're not selling
We're
it. They're
having fun with
basically
you,
like,
Paul.
If anything,
Like
if it makes you feel any
pamphlets on
better,
your
you know how many
windshield.
people I baptized on my mission?
It's more than that, trust me.
How many?
0.
Oh!
0. I had no baptisms, Kerry Jackson.
I thought, you were...
None.
No, you were charismatic
Look at
enough.
this. Okay.
I thought you
look
would've-
at these
oh,
Nachos. Look at this.
Who ordered this?
The Lord.
Did one of us...
These are the Lord's Jeeps.
Because
Sometimes,
this is-
Sancho,
Look at... Okay.
you wear stretchy pants in your room because it's
bad
fun.
form.
These are the
I gotta
Lord's
take a picture
Jeeps.
here of these nachos.
why did it just look like you were posing behind the nachos, like some kind of shitty Sears spread?
Here's the thing. This is Paul's segment right now.
No, I'll
You and me?
I'll shut up. We're gonna eat nachos.
We could eat nachos.
Just eat up, fellas. Yeah. All right, what else do you want to talk about,
Paul,
Chris?
I'm curious. So a couple hours, is this afternoon, you sent me a message. You said
Yes.
you want to be referred to as a Mormon media personality.
Yes.
I love this, by the way.
Let's talk about this. What is going on? You get a new job?
Well, I'm a Mormon.
Well, technically still.
Technically, yeah, I'm on the books still. Yeah.
What word are you in?
Right now? I actually met with my stake president about 6 months ago. That's another story for another day.
Okay.
Really weird.
Wait, 6 months ago?
And I was drunk still from the night before. And look, I was wearing nylons under jeans, okay? Because I was at a party that night, and I woke up late to meet with my stake president. I'm like, holy shit, I'm a half hour late. I had to just throw some pants on, get out the door. I think I brushed my teeth first. Anyway, okay. Sorry.
No, so this title sounds
Yeah.
fancy. Does it pay well?
Does it pay well? We're about to find out. I came up with it at about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
About when you sent me a message?
Yeah, it was right then, in fact. Right then it came to me. And I thought, you know what? Chris Hollifield is the first one I need to tell about this.
And now I'm introducing it to the entire Salt Lake City
So
area.
from now on, I want to be referred to as the Mormon whatever.
You get
Whatever it is you're going to talk about me, the Mormon photographer,
the Mormon media personality.
whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where do you get your heels from? Let's talk about your heels.
Well,
I mean, these are
these
pretty big.
particular ones came from China.
These are brand new. These are brand new. You mentioned that. You said, Chris, I have brand new heels for tonight.
Do you mind?
They're from China. Be careful.
Do you mind if I?
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
They're on there real tight.
Do you
there they go.
think?
Yeah. See, check them out. Fine Chinese
Do you
footwear
think
right
I
there.
would be able to wear the? Will they fit me?
Can you
No.
smell the children's sweat on them?
I hope so.
I'm just
because
gonna
there's
ask-
a fine line between mine and the children's sweat.
I'm just
yeah.
going to ask an expert. Torrid, has anyone ever heard?
Torrid, of course.
Torrid.
So for people listening, we're looking at
They
Paul's
cost about 12
heels
bucks.
right now.
12.
I was just curious if I could wear them and try to walk in them.
You've been wondering about that for a while, huh, Chris?
What size
Let's
are you?
talk about
Maybe
that.
I have some secrets too.
You want to know something? One of the most common questions I get asked by dudes. Bro, where do you get your heels?
These are size 12.
They're huge. They're size huge, yes.
Are they
They're
women's?
very big. What?
Are they women's size 12?
Yeah. Because they don't sell heels in men's sizes,
don't?
Kerry. No.
I thought this is 2015. I thought that's
Yeah, where's the
Although
equality?
I will
goddammit?
say, okay,
Right?
little known fact, there are some corners of eBay, okay? There are
Right.
some corners of eBay where you can go on there and find them size in men's sizes, but not these.
I know me some
Because
drag queens.
they're
I'm
not
telling you,
styled that well.
that's a legitimate question.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
men's
yeah.
size.
You look at those ones, you're like, I can totally tell those are drag heels. Fuck those. Yeah. Have taste. Come on, guys.
Oh wait.
All right, Paul.
I'm eating
Back to
chips
Paul
with
here.
the same
what?
hand
Back
that I
to
just
Paul.
handled his
Yeah, we've been
feet
talking
with.
about clothing way
This
too
is
much.
Paul's turn. All right, Paul. If you could speak to everyone in the world at the same time, what would you say?
He'd probably advertise himself.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah. Check out my show. Yeah. PaulDuane.net. That's PaulDuane.net. Yeah. I'd spell it out a few times. That's probably what I would do. Yeah. Because deep down, I think I'm one of those Jewish merchandisers. Yeah, it's just
You were a Mormon.
maybe in a past life.
Now I'm really confused.
All of a sudden,
Yes.
Kerry, all this makes sense to me. Okay,
Yes.
so much has made sense to me right now, brothers
Right.
and sisters. Okay, so this whole thing is because in a past life, I was a very high-end. I don't want to say stripper, okay, okay, because I think that would short sell it, right? You know, like we've all had that guy that sells us weed that we don't want to quite call a drug dealer,
Yeah.
because he does it like he's raised it to another level.
He's our buddy.
And
Well, he
does it
wants
so
to be
well.
your buddy. Yeah.
He's done it so well. Okay, past life, I'm pretty sure I was a very high-end courtesan, and in Germany, I think I was a Jew. That's why I died young.
We're really going into this right now.
We are. Yeah, okay, just another piece of the puzzle just came tonight. All right.
When I find myself in time.
I was secretly
Goddamn.
Jewish.
There are two things that I hate right now.
Yeah.
What, Jews and not nachos?
No, I'm fine with the
Loving
nachos.
those nachos. What?
I'm also a big fan of Jews. It's the song and you referring to yourself as a Holocaust victim. Super fucking awkward. No, I'm wearing these nylons because I died in the Holocaust in a past life.
I think it makes
Fucking
perfect sense.
seriously?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it.
I think it makes perfect sense, Levi.
All right.
All right, Paul.
Yes, Chris.
You ready to reel it back in here a little bit?
Okay, where do you want to go?
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Fuck that shit.
Is that a real song?
I don't even think that's a real
Would
song.
that be the Allman Brothers or?
Yeah.
That's a Miley Cyrus
Well,
thing,
there's
right?
a rare Cyndi Lauper B-side, that I kind of prefer of the Allman Brothers song. Yeah. I don't do karaoke.
Do you do karaoke?
No.
You don't do it at all?
Ever.
Ever?
Never
Come
done
on,
it.
we all do it one time.
I've judged it, but I've never done it.
Where have you judged
Which is
it at?
typical for a Mormon, right?
Where?
Oh no, it's quite easy for them actually.
I'm not even kidding.
You're not kidding about
You've never done karaoke? Even I've done karaoke.
Okay. What is your
A karaoke mic has never touched these lips. Never.
First the Beatles, now karaoke.
Yeah.
I was going to say, even I've done karaoke, and I'm the stiffest
Kerry,
person up here.
what is your go-to karaoke song?
I do either the Blues Brothers or the Beatles.
I mean, that's
I'm
okay
sorry.
if you want to do it. You know, if you're into that, that's fine. I mean,
I'm not into it. It's just it's just called having fun with your friends.
Right,
That's all.
right. I mean,
it's an alien concept for you.
I just think that there's maybe a higher way, but that's okay.
Higher way, like what?
Look,
For example, enlighten me. Tell me. Tell me how much more fun you have than I do, and how more higher level it is
here's
than
the thing,
I do.
Kerry, usually when you're out doing karaoke,
Yeah.
I'm preparing my Elder's Quorum lesson.
Okay. That sounds like a lot more fun.
It's probably a Saturday night, huh?
That's probably a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your fun is much more intelligent fun than mine. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I never once in my life thought I'd see an almost fight over whether or not you would do karaoke.
I just don't understand people sometimes, that's all.
I don't.
I mean, the firm stances that they take on shit. The Beatles, karaoke. I just don't understand the firm stances that we have on shit that just doesn't mean anything. You
Kerry.
No, I'm 100% with you on that.
I used to be that. No, trust me. I used
standards.
to be you guys. And then I mellowed the fuck out. All right? I started having fun. I started relaxing and not being uptight and letting my intestines from the inside just draw in and kill me slowly. You know what I'm saying? I relaxed.
Is that what that feeling is?
Let this be
That's the
told,
feeling.
Kerry
Trust me.
Jackson is my new favorite
Because I thought that was the
person on
6
planet.
hits of acid that I took before I showed up here, Chris Hollifield.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
I actually want to make a confession.
Let's hear the confession.
So before we got here, actually, before you guys got here, I told Chris that I did 6 hits of acid. Because Chris was feeling really nervous about interviewing all of us, you know? And I just thought...
Hits.
6. 6. I mean, 1 is enough.
I'm not saying you exaggerate, but I'm looking at your leg wear and...
He's never done it before. He doesn't know.
Okay.
I don't know anything about acid.
I had to go for a number that sounded believable, but, still extreme. Right?
6 hits of acid does not sound believable.
The first
It's
time
like
I ever...
saying I drank 90 beers last night.
Although, in my defense...
and you are
First
now
of all,
my favorite person.
Levi,
up here,
I believe that about you, okay? Second of all, the first time I ever did acid, I did 3 hits at about the same time.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So
Sure.
confession, you didn't do any acid.
None.
Gosh, you let me down again.
I did mushrooms, though. Maybe.
Maybe.
I may or may not have.
He didn't do anything.
I just...
It's just an excuse.
It's all about showbiz with Paul. I just...
Yes, Chris.
All right, so if you guys are familiar with the podcast, now that I have all 3 out here, I didn't ask you individually.
Right.
We got to talk about favorite eating spots in Salt Lake City.
Yep.
Come on. Let's talk about your recent discoveries, any places you enjoy eating.
I did discover a very delightful McDonald's on the corner of 13th.
Come on.
Kerry, you just discovered a great spot. We were talking about it in the back
Well, this
room.
is your segment.
No. I'm asking all 3
Okay,
of you.
so,
All right.
This is why we were going to wrap this up.
We were just at Current.
How is Current?
Terrific.
I haven't been there yet.
The bar next door, Undercurrent, is even better. A lot of great cocktails there. Very cool. We like to go to the bodega. What is it? What's the Rest? Is what it's called. The downstairs restaurant underneath the bodega. Thank you very much. And T27, of course, is great. We love going there.
That clam dip at Undercurrent is amazing.
Undercurrent is my new favorite place, I think.
It's really good.
Yeah.
They stole the bartender.
From Bar X.
I might lose my
The
testimony.
whole bar
in Bar
scene
X.
in this city is incestuous. They're all over the place.
We've got a great bar scene in this city.
Oh, we really do. It's
Levi
really
is the
fantastic.
bar expert here, I think.
We do.
No, I'm not a bar expert.
Well, you know all the great bars.
There's a fine line between a bar
I
expert
go
and being
to
an
bars.
alcoholic.
I don't know them. I drink cheap Canadian whiskey and beer that looks like piss. Like, I don't...
It's
Okay, so what
you can own it.
Current
it's
favorite
all right.
bar in Salt Lake?
What?
Current favorite bar in Salt Lake. Is that a fair question?
Current favorite bar. So I have different bars I like for different reasons. I talked to you about going to Johnny's and talking to Bryce about baseball. I love that. I like going to Twilight and just people watching, like young, poor idiots that think they're important. That's a ton of fun. What else? I go to Dick and Dixie's during the day because it's got a good patio.
During the day. So you have two categories.
Okay, so one
you have
time,
like night bars and day bars.
I'm going to share this story with you, Levi. I'm going to share this story. You have to understand. Okay, one time I gave Levi a ride home after we went to the Twilight Lounge, and he said, "Stop here. There was a bush that he hid a 12-pack of Pabst in."
That's true. That bush is behind. It's behind Crown Burger right by Twilight Lounge.
7-Eleven would not sell him any.
I know that bush.
beer.
Yeah. No, there's a bush behind Crown Burger by
You're
Twilight
like a mountain
Lounge.
man cashing
where-
beaver furs.
Like, I know I'm not going to leave the bar before 1, so I buy like a 30-pack and I hide it in a bush and then I pick it up.
Levi, why don't we drink more together, huh?
Everybody drinks with me. I don't know why you haven't.
It's because you don't drink during the day.
Right.
Well, I drink both during the day
Except
and at
when I'm
night.
hanging out with my parents.
No, I just remember that, and I was like, "This guy's awesome. I need to, become better friends."
Hey, could you stop right here? I got to pick up this beer, and I just grab it from behind a bush like some kind of talentless Bukowski hobo.
Oh man, you guys have been great.
Or you're a magic hobo that can create beer
Impressive.
from a bush.
And look what I created.
You guys have been great. Anything else you want to add before we open it up to audience questions?
Their audience questions?
Well, hopefully, maybe not. Maybe nobody will have it. We have a microphone.
They probably
We
are
have a
excited
microphone
to get away
over-
from us, right?
I don't know. Is there any way we could? I don't know. Maybe
There's a mic over here.
No, Paco's...
Cat's got the mic.
Yeah, Paco's running the board. So
If you have any questions for myself or these three hooligans, feel free to get the microphone.
There's a microphone right there.
There's a mic right behind you.
Justin,
gentleman
it's
right
back here.
Justin.
Justin.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. I have questions for each one of you.
Cat Palmer.
Let's hear him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you guys.
Motherfucker.
That's a question.
That
That's
No.
that's a designation.
Sorry, that's a designation.
Philosophy.
It's
For
a
me.
designation.
Yeah. She's talking to me. Yeah. It's a technical term.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
technical
it's a technical term.
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
I want to know your guilty pleasure.
That's
The
what
one, something embarrassing that you normally wouldn't say on air unless you had too much to drink. So please do tell me your guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. The band Simple Minds.
I don't even know what that is.
Carrie, you know what I'm talking about?
Simple Minds?
Yeah. I love them.
The great thing about Simple Minds, the first time I heard the song, Don't You Forget About Me, I remember I was working at KEYY in Provo, and I heard the song.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, that sounds like Billy Idol on Ludes. Here's the
Making
thing.
a lot of sense now. Okay.
No, here's the thing. That song was originally written for Billy Idol.
Right, and they didn't want to perform it.
They didn't want to perform it.
But holy shit, I bet they're glad they did.
They better be.
I wonder if that song, Don't You Forget About Me, it's almost like that child they got talked into having and have like really conflicted feelings about, for the rest of their life.
Well, since I'll play off the musical
Since you don't have kids.
the musical embarrassment thing.
Okay.
I hate 80s music
You do?
because that was my job for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We were the only station in town playing bands like Depeche Mode and that. And there's a band that is so 80s. Level 42, Something About You. To this day, when that comes on the radio on some fucked up radio station, and I'm driving in the car, I turn that up.
Up?
Up.
Why? Because you're weird?
I
like
don't
that?
know. That's the thing. That's the guilty pleasure part of it.
Now I'm curious about your sex life.
Yes?
Yeah. Like what sort? Do you like to be beaten? Things like that. I mean, You get
No,
suffocated.
only
I mean, are you
musically.
into that sort of thing?
Only
That's very
musically.
personal because your wife's in the audience and she can
Yeah, I
answer.
know.
I know. Don't answer, Suzanne. Shh. Don't. Yeah, it's rhetorical.
No, only musically and yeah, that's the only way
Just-
that
just
I like
musically
to be
you're into that kind of thing.
abused, is
Okay.
I still don't know what they're talking about.
I
but
don't believe
Levi.
you. But yeah, okay. Next.
Yeah.
So Levi.
Who knows what the hell just happened here?
I know, I don't know either. So
no.
Chris had asked you, what's the craziest thing you ever did for money? But you made a comment that I want to follow up on. What's the craziest thing you ever did for drugs? And you need to be honest.
Well, I wanted to answer the
Honesty.
first question first, and then I'll answer the next one. Is that okay? Okay.
Yes.
Guilty pleasure is I love to spend about 45 minutes at some young bar defending Miley Cyrus as this generation's Betty Page. And I can back it up left and right. Like, I can spend 45 minutes defending that and then flip the script and say that Taylor Swift is just as big a feminist and watch their heads explode. That is one of my favorite things in the world to do.
Oh, I like that.
It's so much fun.
Well done, sir.
And then, weirdest thing I've ever done for drugs. I didn't do it for drugs. I did it because of drugs. I had a strange ecstasy-fueled threesome with a mom and her nanny.
This was after my show.
It was after your show.
Yes.
It involved a shitload of rum chata, which is like horchata flavored rum.
Yes,
and a
it's
lot
wonderful.
of singing like Disney classic songs. Like we sang the whole Little Mermaid soundtrack and the whole Lion King soundtrack.
Paul Duane show, people. Paul Duane show right here.
And I thought I was going to have to defend myself from a drug dealer because they technically stole the ecstasy from the drug dealer. And so I had this giant lamp in my hand, but I had wrapped the cord around my wrist just in case I missed smashing him in the head so I could yank it back like some kind of fucked up Captain America.
Wasn't this going on at the Grand America? Speaking of America,
It was in the Grand America, yeah.
the nicest hotel in town.
Oh, it's a really nice hotel. I felt super strange because at 9 a.m. when I was still rolling my fucking ass off, I was in nothing but a bathrobe with some weird hat on with a six-pack of beer that I didn't take any of the empty beer cans out of, and I was just drinking it like from the whole six-pack.
To put this in context, I almost got kicked out of the same hotel because I was dressed like this at a business conference.
Oh, it was a ton of fun.
you walked down there doing that.
Oh, it was a blast. I was
I love
rolling my
that.
fucking ass off, and they're like,
Yeah, you're my spirit animal now.
They're like,
yeah.
you need some water. I was like, I don't need water. I have beer and Molly and rum chata. I'll be fine. And then they made me go back up to the road.
It's
was-
level
that
42. I was going to do a musical accent to the joke. Paco, I'm sorry.
I love this song, Carrie.
Never mind. Sorry.
I love this song. I didn't know that was level 42.
Sorry.
Now I know.
Now you know.
I didn't do that for drugs, but I did that because of drugs, and that was the most weird, interesting, fun experience of. It's not the most fun experience of my life, but it was a fun drug experience until I had to work 2 hours later.
Were there any other questions?
Yeah, I
think
got one.
This guy's got one.
I have one for Levi. So
Yeah.
I have a question about that night you got called a faggot hipster.
Oh, it was in the middle of the day.
I can't.
Well, okay, that
Hold
day.
it. Levi, I can't
my-
imagine.
hold on,
I can't imagine that happening. to
Well, I
Levi.
know, right? But my
No.
question is this: did you have double man buns that day?
No, this is like a fun thing to do. Like everybody hates the man bun, so I figure, you know what the fuck? Let make people hate me more. Like
Listen, I got full respect because you went after the Beatles and it wasn't popular and you said it anyway, so props to you. And I like the double man buns. And you got some cheese on your chin, brother.
Yeah,
sure I do.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I totally
Next question.
I haven't been.
Anybody else have any
Comfortable.
questions? We'll pass the mic to.
Yeah, saying unpopular things is cool.
Come on, don't be scared. Anything you've ever wanted to know about any of us?
I don't think anyone.
The room got real quiet.
that's it.
I guess that's it. I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight to the first I Am Salt Lake Live. And like I said, this will be on a podcast at a later date, so make sure to download it. Check it out, listen to it.
Unless you're listening to it now.
Well, unless you're listening to it right now, then
And then
you
it's
can't
not a
download
later
it.
date, then it's right now.
Right.
Anything else
Then
you
don't
got,
download
Paul
it.
or Kerry or Levi? Do you want to add anything else before we close this out? Also, make sure to anything else you guys want to add to this
I'm good. I had cheese on my chin. I feel like I ended that well.
I was wondering about my chin. I'm like, is he talking about me?
All right. Hey, thank you so much. I couldn't have picked a better group of people to be part of the first live podcast.
I think we should ask you a couple questions.
Hey, let's do it.
Should we?
All right.
Real
all
quick,
right.
just
Here
like
we go.
I think
Here we
each one
go.
of us should fire away at Chris real quick before we end it. You down?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Mister. I'm
Let's
behind
do
the
it.
mic. All right.
Let's do it.
Paul, you go first. I got to think of something. I didn't know this was going to be a thing.
I didn't either. I just thought of it.
Okay, I'll start.
Go, Kerry. Yeah.
I gotta know the care and upkeep of the beard.
It's hell.
That's not something that just happens.
And for your listeners at home,
That
Chris
is
Hallfield.
something that is maintained.
Absolutely.
Do your
So-
listeners know about your luxurious beard?
So yeah, I mean it's
Do they?
that's a good 5-6 inches, right?
It's half of your head.
That's what she said,
Half
right?
of your head. Yeah.
It's about. I would say maybe a third of your head. Yeah.
What is the process from when you get up in the morning
You want to? Okay. You want me to tell you a detailed
before
process?
you got here? What?
Okay. I wake up.
Okay.
I hop in the shower.
You shower every day?
Of course.
Impressive.
You got to
Yes.
shower.
That's
well,
weird.
if you hate the environment, you
I
shower
use
every
a
day.
beard soap that I found
You
online.
have special beard.
They have a
soap?
special beard.
Do you use it
soap.
anywhere else?
No, I do not use it anywhere else. Just my
Let
beard.
me ask you this: when you have the ladies over, and they need to use your shower, do you get pissed when they use your beard soap?
Or do you
Well,
say?
okay, so let
or
me
do you
back
hide-
up a
do you-
little. The
do you
beard soap
hide
is
the beard
actually
soap?
kind of a new thing.
Do you hide the beard
is
soap
kind of
before
a
they
new-
hit the
new-
shower? That's what I want to know. How special is the beard soap?
The
you
beard
tell
soap
them
is,
don't use the beard soap.
Because if I had a beard like yours and I was weird about the soap, I'd hide it before they go in the
Okay, so I hide the beard soap.
Yeah.
Anyway, I lather the beard up. I take care of the beard. I get out of the shower, towel dry it lightly, add some beard oils. Got to put
Beard
some beard
oils.
oils in
He's being
Plural.
very mysterious
Plural.
about
Which oils, Christopher?
Well, there's a few oils that I currently use. The current
You have a
beard
number
oil.
of oils?
You want what's that?
that. He has
You've got a number of
He has
oils?
more than one. That's all you need to know.
Tell us on
Is there like a
us
Tuesday
clean-shaven
oil?
brethren. Us
Oh,
clean.
it's Thursday. I got to go to my Thursday oil.
Right.
Exactly.
Does it depend on the mood?
It depends on how I want to smell. You know, do you want to
Do
smell
they
like?
shape the beard differently?
No, they
Like,
they
I
all
wanna
work
have a
the
pirate
same.
beard today.
Well, some is more
Got special oil for
anyway.
that, yeah.
So there's different beard oils.
Okay.
Pine or musk or
Pine,
whatever.
really?
Musk?
Pine, you want to smell like a mountain man.
Why do people think musk is a good smell? In any other aspect,
It sounds like a
pretty,
beaver's ass. You know,
pretty musky.
like the ass of a rodent. That's what I. That's what I think of when I hear that word.
I want to say jojoba, but I don't want to presume.
There's That's in the beard balm.
That's okay.
Oh, there's balm.
There's a balm.
What the fuck,
There's a
Chris?
balm.
When there's multiple steps in
Hey,
this.
you're the one wearing heels here, okay?
Yeah, I
Come
know.
on.
Yeah, this is normal. Okay, this is
there.
normal. Not everybody has one. Yeah. Don't.
Don't talk to me about being normal.
Yeah.
Okay?
So I have a question about the beard. So right underneath your lower lip,
It's a different
little
color.
discoloration. It's a Reed Richards thing
Isn't that
type
really
of going
cool?
on.
Do you color it?
Is
Do I
that on
what?
purpose?
Do you design the coloring of it? You know,
No, I
do you,
don't
get it-
design the
do you get-
color in
do you
my beard.
Get bleached. I want bleached a little here, darken on the edges, maybe some just for men on the tips.
So you don't have someone who does maintenance.
Do you?
don't have a guy.
No, okay, so recently,
Okay,
for the
all right.
longest time, I would grow a beard, I would shave it off, and this is probably the longest I've grown it. But recently, I've gotten daring to let my barber shave my beard or trim it with the scissors. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Do you think this is funny?
You use the word daring.
It is.
Keep going.
It is very. Hey, when there's a pair of scissors that go near your facial
Near your
hair,
face. Yeah.
you get nervous. It gets scary.
Bro.
So would you
I
describe
put blades
every
in weird
haircut as
places on my
daring?
body. I know. Yeah.
Would you just when there's a pair of scissors anywhere near your head, you're like it's weird.
Hey, I used
Would
to
you
get
describe-
anxiety over haircuts.
I get the same thing.
Yeah, but
The same thing
that's
with massages.
changed.
I
I
don't
like
like
a
that.
good
Right.
haircut.
Clearly, it's very
Anyway,
crisp.
thank you.
Very well done.
Anyway, so Where were we at? With the beard grew? Oh, so
Well,
I
let's see,
towel
we're-
dry it. I oil it.
In the process,
I
we were
comb
in
it. You got to comb it one direction, comb it another direction.
Do you have a special comb?
You're like Marsha
Okay,
Brady.
absolutely. I
Holy
have a
shit,
special
dude.
comb.
He's got a special comb.
I have a special comb.
You're such a girl about this.
Well, look at it. It's
Keep going, keep
magnificent.
going.
I mean,
I have a
inter-
special comb.
Yeah.
I had to buy it online because you don't want it to pull the hairs out.
Right. Where's it from?
You're like a dainty Viking.
Yes.
I got to get a special comb because the hair is pulling out of the face.
You
It
don't
hurts.
want to wreck
Right,
your beard.
yeah.
You've worked a long time on it.
Yeah. Are the ones at Walmart not good enough?
I don't know where the comb is from. I don't know the brand.
Oh, yeah,
I kind of understand what you're
It only
saying.
cost me $18.
You bought an
Right,
$18 comb. I don't buy $18 whiskey.
Chris, is there a front? Is there a beard front comb and a beard back comb? I'm
No.
curious. Do you have two combs for your beard?
I have a brush as well.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Okay. You have a brush and a comb for your beard?
Absolutely.
look at it. It's magnificent.
I know. This is crazy. I never would have imagined.
There's a lot of work
keep
involved
going,
here.
Keep going. All right.
It's very
keep going, Chris.
stressful.
Keep
No,
going. Keep going.
this is like a part-time job. Seriously.
Oh my God! And I thought shaving my legs was high maintenance.
He's
Jesus.
a beardsman.
I am a beardsman.
Keep going,
And somebody
keep going.
out here wants me to shave my beard. That's not going to get shaved for anybody.
What happens next, Chris? After you brush it, do you read it poetry? Do you have like?
I read a Bukowski.
That's what I thought. Okay. Mm-hmm.
No, after just let it dry and you fluff it out a little bit, and then you just get the comb and then you add some beard balm.
Air dry.
Get a little beard
or
balm.
blow dry.
Air dry. I don't own a blow dryer.
You don't
yet.
blow dry. Okay, because that's a choice.
No, blow drying will ruin it. It will damn.
Okay,
it's
all right,
a-
yeah.
Good point. It is a choice.
Anyway,
It is
so
a choice.
then you get a
You've
little.
thought about it,
then
though,
you get
right?
a little beard balm.
You've thought about it.
I definitely have thought about it.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Then you get a little beard balm to kind of help tame it. Maybe get a little pair of scissors to kind of cut away some of the dead
Strays.
The
Gotta get rid of the
which
strays.
I do a really bad job
split
of.
ends.
I will be honest with
Right.
you. And that's about it.
Next question.
Okay, next question.
Eating.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I want to get ribs and just take them in the shower and eat them in the shower.
I know, right?
Ribs
I can't eat ribs.
in the shower.
Babyface Kerry over here is like, no, I want to take ribs in the shower too.
I do.
It's faster.
I can is the thing. This man has a
No,
handicap.
I could take them in the shower because I can wash them off.
Dude, I want to do a photo of you eating ribs in the shower now. Yeah. Naked in the shower, eating with a big, disgusting rack of ribs. Yeah. That'd be fun.
All over the beard.
I
All over.
also
Everywhere.
love how much you have researched care into your beard because I don't even WebMD myself. I just think like, oh no, that's athlete stick. That's all it is. I just
fine.
worked out too hard.
That's a thing, by the way. I'll
Give it
have you
6
know.
weeks. Everything goes away in 6 weeks. Whatever.
Well, if you're going to grow a beard like this, you have to figure out how to do it. Otherwise, you just look like a homeless guy. And that's the last thing I want to look like is a homeless guy.
You don't just walk into this. This is
it's a
this is
commitment.
choice.
It's a commitment.
Yes.
But if homeless guys wanted to look like Chris Hollifield,
Well, I at least got to go for the year.
the what?
The year beard. The year beard.
This took you a year?
No, it didn't take me. Not
No.
yet. Not yet.
Why do you call it a yeared?
The year.
You treat your beard like Louis C.K. treats his sets. Like, I'm just going to start it out, and then at the end of the year, I'm getting rid of it, and then starting over.
Whatever it
Statute
takes.
of limitations.
Whatever it takes. So yeah, that's the beard. I mean, you want to grow one or what?
No.
No.
I think they go great with those tights.
It's too much trouble.
It's too much work.
That's a lot. That's a lot of work.
Okay, but imagine this. What if I was to shave my beard off tomorrow? Nobody would recognize me. I actually was taking a class one time at Salt Lake Community College, shaved my beard, didn't realize it, but I was absent for a whole week. My teacher didn't think I was there.
Dude, you could disappear from the NSA by shaving your face.
Anyway,
That's enviable.
yeah.
I was going to bring that up.
Okay, I've shaved my
About
legs.
3.5
so-
minutes. Got it down. The first time, though, for you, Craig, it's going to take you half a day. Okay? It's a big job. Yeah. But once you got it down, super fast. You ladies know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
You're blonde,
Whatever.
so I imagine it's not like thick leg hair.
I know what you're wondering.
Yeah. I'm thinking electric razor.
No. We could go on. We've been talking about hair.
Anyway, let's wrap this podcast
Someone
up
have
here.
the
Okay,
nachos
but
here.
wrap
Right?
this-
So
wrap
Levi
it-
had a
Do you guys
question.
have any more questions for me? Let's wrap this podcast up. here.
I'm good. I don't care.
All right. Anyway,
Chris, I have a question for you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming
Chris.
out. Let's get a round of applause for
Here's
Levi,
one of my
Kerry, Paul. Let's get Club 50 West. They're a great venue. Hopefully, you guys come back here often. They got a lot of good stuff. Actually, I'm going to be giving away some tickets. I'm going to give away some tickets here. Did you guys all get some tickets? Did they walk around and give you guys some tickets for a drawing? I'm going to be doing. I posted this online. People are going crazy about these Nightmare on 13th tickets. I got some VIP Nightmare on 13th. They said, hey, we'll give you these tickets. You just have to. There's something I have to read here really quick. I promised them here, and I'm a man of my word.
Sponsor stuff.
All right, hey,
Give them love.
You got to do it.
Yeah, Nightmare on 13th voted the number 2 haunted house in America by BuzzFeed and number 4 by USA Today. Nightmare on 13th is Utah's best and longest running haunted house. This year, to celebrate our 25th anniversary, Nightmare on 13th has pulled all the stops to bring Utah its worst nightmare yet. Introducing Nightmare on 13th, best of 25 years. Bates Motel, Beetlejuice, Crypt Keeper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and a lot more, including a steampunk room featuring a gigantic electrifying Tesla coil. You want to go, Paul?
He had me at Tesla.
All right. Hey, so, yeah, anyway, 25 years, Nightmare on 13th, located 300 West and 1300 South. Do we have tickets here to draw? Where are the tickets at?
We
also have some.
Look at that.
Should we give these out in a pair? The David Koechner. Yeah, we got a pair of David Koechner.
Oh, David Koechner's coming here.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
that's November 5th. Does anybody care to explain who David? Because based off the name, not a lot of people. It's not a household name.
Whammy!
Yeah, Whammy, Anchorman. He was in The Office.
He does a lot of funny stuff.
Yeah, he's a pretty great guy. But let's give away. Should we give away these Nightmare on 13th in pairs? Probably. That would probably be better. That way.
Let's just take him home. No, don't give him to these people. Don't do it.
Take a date.
Don't give him away. Don't do it.
Is anybody even interested in these tickets? Come on, let's get some noise. All right. You guys ready for this? How should I read this? We have 0, 9, 1, 8, 2, 5, 1. Anybody? All right, we have a winner. Hey, look at this guy's got a beard.
Look at this guy's beard.
You're gonna be scared.
This guy was listening to the beard conversation and relating.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's fucking rigged. We all know it.
Beards.
All your bearded friends.
All of my bearded friends have come tonight.
You're like beard cult
Oh, yeah,
buddy.
let's draw another ticket. All right. Reaching into the pot here. The pot of gold. 0, 9, 1, 8, 2, 1, 8.
They probably have a beard.
All right.
He's got a beard.
This is for another pair of Nightmare VIP. You don't have to wait in line with these tickets.
Not significant, but a beard.
Right. Well done, sir.
Got one more pair of VIP Nightmare on 13th. You can use them up until Halloween.
Wouldn't it be fucked up if you could use them up until the 25th?
Sorry. All right, 0, 9, 1, 8, 2, 2, 7. Gosh, everybody in that corner.
Beard status. Not much. Okay. Yeah.
5 o'clock shadow.
Not much.
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
All right, this is for the
Potential beard, yeah.
David Koechner tickets, November 5th, Thursday evening, 8 o'clock, it says. So hopefully you have that night free. And let's dig into the pot of gold. All right, 0918232.
Why did you point at us?
I don't know. I'm hoping you guys will win. 232. And who's it? You over? All right.
Oh, yeah. No beard. No beard.
Oh, she's been a beard.
Funniest comment of the night.
That's a
All
All right, folks, that's it. Thank you again for coming out to I Am Salt Lake Live. Thank you, everybody. You guys have been an awesome crowd. Levi, Kerry, Paul. Stick around if you want. I'm going to grab another drink if you want to chat or take pictures. I don't know. Whatever. Let's hang
do
out.
that. Let's drink.
Let's hang out. Let's drink.